top of it, y'all. It's your boy, Coach One Stack, man. We at it, y'all. I'm back with another banger, dropping that hot tea. And, man, this video, man, I like to get straight into it, man. It's, you have a jail doctor that actually leaked Diddy's HIV test results and said that he infected 10 prisoners. So the jail doctor has leaked some information saying Diddy infected 10 prisoners. Now, we all know that Diddy, supposedly has HIV, and which I believe to be true. Now, when you're in the jail, a lot of you guys gonna say, "Oh, it's HIPAA laws, it's HIPAA laws." Well, when you go to prison and you go to jail, the doctors are privy to your information, and other inmates are privy to your information because you have something called pill call. And when you getting HIV medication like Diddy is, and you got other inmates getting HIV medication like Diddy is, I mean, it's really not hard to figure out. Can you dig what I'm saying? But what I'm told there's been an outbreak in the penitentiary where he's at with HIV. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's been continued freaking off in prison from from getting favors to getting his bed made, getting food, paying for protection. And you got to understand, a lot of these guys in the penitentiary, that type of behavior is acceptable, while you're in the pen, and then they come home and lay up with y'all women and pass y'all these diseases. But see, he's not able to get that type of medication that he normally get on the outside, with that good money to keep him undetectable. But hey, man, you be the judge, with the video. They said there's 10 prisoners that he has infected, or that have been infected since he came to prison. Let's put it like that. And it's not hard to put the information out there. You'll never know who leaked it. But hey, man, I find it to be true because a lot of these, your favorite rappers, your favorite actors, your favorite entertainers, look at TD Jakes, look at Meek Mill. Look how skinny these dudes is getting, man. And the only one that's really fighting back is your boy Justin Bieber. So, so a lot of these, rappers like Jay-Z, they stay undetectable. Tyrese, they stay undetectable because they not using no prophylactics. But your boy Diddy, man, a person is going to be exactly what they are, just like he's in a drug treatment program and he got caught drinking prison wine and he's still doing that and he's not getting out for 2 years. And my guess is, and you heard it on my channel first, Diddy will be indicted again before he gets up out the federal penitentiary for this case. But let me show y'all some video. Let's get it.
Diddy's such a big player in the game in terms of, his power, and he's that guy even in jail. Dudes are getting jealous at other dudes based on who made his bed. And I'm like, yo. So that's a real thing? Yeah. People actually making his bed?
Yeah. Craig Mack was the one that jumped Bad Boy off. And I so bad. That guy look familiar. Craig Mack, who died from... Love it when they use my content. That man, he got brainwashed so bad from Diddy and got done so wrong. The man went to South Carolina and joined a cult with his family until he died a few years ago.
Looks like Diddy's problems just got a whole lot uglier behind bars. Word is, a jail doctor exposed the results of a medical test that was never supposed to see daylight. And now folks are saying several inmates may have been infected after getting too close to the bad boy mogul. If this is even halfway true, the situation inside that prison might be messier than anyone imagined. The moment the doors closed behind Sean Diddy Combs at FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey, the assumption was simple. The party lifestyle was finally over. Billionaire mogul, private jets, luxury mansions, all replaced with concrete walls and prison schedules. But word coming out of that facility suggests Diddy's lifestyle didn't slow down. It just moved somewhere darker. According to reports, Diddy is facing a bigger problem, deteriorating health. And the situation has allegedly gotten so serious that medical staff inside the facility have been quietly monitoring an outbreak tied to his circle. And if we're keeping it real, Diddy ain't looking great of late, but thinner and grayer, like he's body fighting something, an STD, allegedly.
He's getting awfully thin, ain't he? Normally when you get off them drugs,
anybody
you get
jumps
bigger.
the gun, Diddy ain't admitted yet he is battling with HIV, but the conversation exploded after reports surfaced that Diddy had recently been transferred to FCI Fort Dix, a federal prison in New Jersey, after tensions and safety concerns reportedly grew inside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn.
Sean Diddy Combs was transferred to the federal prison at Fort Dix, New Jersey yesterday, where he will start to serve the rest of his 50-month sentence.
Sources claim things got tense in Brooklyn because Diddy wasn't exactly blending in quietly with the general population. There were already rumors floating around that certain inmates weren't happy about his presence, especially those who grew up around the legacies of the notorious B.I.G. and Tupac Shakur, names that still carry serious weight inside prison culture. And word is, Diddy knew that. According to prison chatter, he requested a transfer after feeling like the environment around him was getting too dangerous, and it was granted after he was attacked with a knife by another inmate in his cell room. Whether those fears were justified or not is still unclear, but the move to Fort Dix raised eyebrows almost immediately because that's when the health rumors started getting louder. Several insiders began claiming that medical staff inside the facility were dealing with something unusual involving inmates who had been spending time around Diddy. The whispers pointed toward a possible STD outbreak circulating among prisoners who were reportedly interacting closely with him. One claim floating around suggested a prison doctor had privately confirmed that Diddy had been battling a serious infection for years, something that allegedly traces back long before he ever stepped into a jail cell. And if that sounds familiar, it's because Jaguar Wright has been shouting similar accusations for a long time. Jaguar has repeatedly claimed that Diddy had been dealing with HIV for years, and that several people in the entertainment industry were quietly dealing with the consequences.
Could have that opportunity just like everybody else.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like, having, like, a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
An advocate. No, he did do that. And
Period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G?
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names.
For a while, most people brushed those statements off as just another wild industry rant. But now, with these prison rumors circulating, folks online are revisiting everything she said. And that's where the story starts pulling in names from Diddy's past. Take the situation involving former adult performer Jonathan Audy back in 2018 when Audy was arrested after a bizarre incident at Trump National Doral. He made claims during interrogation that shocked investigators. According to police footage that later surfaced online, Audy said he had been involved in intimate encounters with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. Audy claimed he was basically told what to do during those situations, describing himself as someone who was brought in to participate in what he called controlled encounters. He also alleged that he ended up contracting during that time.
And I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I called her, and I came back and I see him for the reason won. But
at the time, most people dismissed his statements as the ramblings of someone in a chaotic situation. But now that footage is being shared again, and people are listening to it differently because Jonathan made these claims even before Diddy got hit with them RICO charges. Then there's the story involving an Instagram model known online as Gina, who came forward years ago saying she believes she contracted HIV after being involved with the celebrity figure she had dated. She never named Diddy directly, but internet detectives quickly began drawing connections between her timeline and people within his circle.
So y'all know, I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today, I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man that I was sexually with for a few years. And I actually had feelings for this person. And let's just say this interview put a very bad light on this person. And I've dealt with cops over this person.
And the deeper you look into Diddy's orbit, the more uncomfortable coincidences start popping up. One of the most frequently mentioned names in these conversations is Usher. Usher's connection to Diddy goes all the way back to the early 1990s when a teenage Usher moved to New York and spent time living under Diddy's mentorship. In later interviews, Usher described the environment around Diddy during that period as curious and said he would never allow his own children to experience what he saw.
And and Usher would never, because if you do your history, people, back in them early days, Usher's mother signed over guardianship to Diddy, and when he's like 12 or 13, and Usher was rushed to the hospital because he had something wrong with his backside, and later contracted herpes, which, if you do your history of Usher, he was sued by a woman, and he settled out of court. And see, when these people are catching these STDs and settling out of court, that should kind of tell you something that is the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're not going to be paying money. You're not going to be paying for money out of court, especially for STDs, because you can prove that you don't have it. But in order to do that, you would have to bring forth your medical records, which would now become part of the court. But your boy Diddy, man, ain't looking too pretty, man. He's looking real skinny, man. He's looking real frail, and I know he's not getting that certain type of medication, in jail. When you're in the penitentiary, you get minimal health care. Like if you need a tooth pulled, man, they're not taking you to go get a root canal and give you a crown and bridges and veneers, man. They're gonna yank that thing out and give you an aspirin. Can you dig it? But that girl Gina 2, I did a video about her. She had full-blown AIDS, and that's somebody, you see him right there dating her. You see the video on my channel, her down to 65 pounds with full-blown AIDS. She had HIV for 10 months and was sick until she went to the doctor when she couldn't control her bowels or anything. And so you do the math, man. He dated her, and she's not sure who she caught it from, because she was homeless and prostituting, and she was dealing with Diddy, and you see out her own mouth about the interview. But hey, man, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, because I got a whole lot of hot tea to drop, man. We gonna talk about Craig Mack later. Can you dig it? But other than that, be blessed. Be blessed, never stress. Make sure you never get finesse, and get plenty of rest. And stay out of trouble and wrap it up like Diddy should have.